starting here. I've got the iPhone 6 and you've got the new Galaxy S6.
And this is the Edge version of it, and it's got the beveled screen, and there's so many people that are really excited about this, because remember when Samsung first came out with the curved TV, and people were asking, you know, it looks cool, but you know, should I get this? Should I get a TV with that? Well, now we're asking the same thing about our phones. And what do you think about it?
I got to be honest, I am partial to the Edge. Like, look at that. That is truly beautiful. My big question, though, is the overall durability, because people drop these things. So, I mean, the one reason why I would want to get that is because it is beautiful. There's no question. But to protect it, I'm getting the feeling that I'd probably have to put a case on it, which would kind of negate the whole curved screen thing.
I would agree. The other thing I want to point out, though, is it does feel better in my hand than some of the previous versions of the phone. So I like it and that's important. I mean, that was one thing that Samsung wanted to do well this time. Some of the feedback that they had was that their phones felt cheap. So this time they're made with airplane grade metal. They've got the Gorilla Glass on it, so it does make it stronger, but no, it's not shatterproof. So that's going to be an issue.
So don't drop it.
Don't drop it. But I have to say, Mike, I don't know, like, I know you're a fan of iPhone, but I have to say this one's got a better screen in terms of it's got Super AMOLED, you know, more pixels. It's got better battery life, right? I mean,
yeah, in some cases. I do like the feature. They've got the rapid charge on that. You can pay extra, of course, to get a rapid charger that'll charge this thing up faster.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically saying that you can get 4 hours of battery life in this within 10 minutes, which to me is really exciting.
Let's qualify that quickly here. That's 4 hours of talk time.
Okay.
So when's the last time you talked on your phone?
Well, this morning.
Yeah, so I think most people would probably use it more for like surfing the web, checking email, which really does take up, I think, a lot more battery life than just kind of talking on the phone. So.
Fair enough. But it also has the wireless charging built into it now too.
That is cool.
So you can get an extra adapter and you can just set it down on the wireless charger, and then boom, for 10 minutes you've got 4 hours. Okay, it may not be a complete 4 hours, but you know, it's definitely charging faster than it ever has before. The one thing though that people should be aware of is that the battery is now built into it though, because before you could carry around an extra battery and just swap it out. That is no longer available in this new version.
I think that's probably a good thing. Like, do you have an extra battery for your phone?
I do, but...
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, weirdo.
Well, you know.
Well, I mean, you can get the portable USB ones now that everyone's carrying. So there's no question, it's a bigger screen. This is a 4.7 inch on the iPhone. You've got the 5.1 inch. I still question if you need to go that big, because I still like to be able to actually access all the icons with my hand on here. You can't do that.
Yes, I can. Of course I can.
Well, maybe with your big man hands.
That's not fair.
But I would say most people can probably not hit the top screen with the one hand.
Are proportionate to the size of my body. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Don't say anything more.
No, I'm
okay.
going to get some emails on that.
Okay.
But you know what I find though sometimes with the Samsung, again, beautiful phones, but I find sometimes they pack in a lot of extra stuff that 99% of people aren't using.
And they've taken some of the features out of this one in terms of, you know how they used to have all of their Samsung apps built in right from the beginning? Now you can go online and you can download them as you wish, so that it's not just packing everything all at once.
My favorite one is where you could use your head nodding up and down to scroll up and down web pages. Yeah. I bet a lot of people use that.
I tried it. It wasn't very functional. I kind of got, you know, a little discombobulated.
Yeah. So I guess the big thing for me, there's no question, much more beautiful design on this particular one. I know there's some features and power on here that are higher than the iPhone 6, but
totally.
Are they being used is the big question.
Well, the camera, let's talk about the camera side of it. You can now launch, like that was one of my biggest pet peeves, was being able to launch the camera function and catch something quickly. And now with the technology, it's sensing it, it's basically sensing it quicker. In less than 0.7 seconds, you can launch the application, and then you can take the picture, and it's catching motion and actually being able to zoom in better. It's also got better light aperture on it.
It does on paper, yes. There's no question. And I've seen some of the shootouts so far. There's no question that it's taking much better photos on there, but are they dramatically better than like an iPhone 6? I would say no.
Okay, that's fair. Maybe we should have a competition.
But you know, so again to the whole feature thing, like I know Samsung's been building in like the NFC chips into their phones for the past few generations, and that's, I think, a great example of features being built in that aren't being used. Like Apple with the iPhone 6 finally built it in, but that's because they came out with Apple Pay, which is a whole ecosystem. They made the whole thing work right out of the gate. They're not just sticking features in that no one's using.
I use the NFC. I love the NFC on my phone. I've been using it on my phone for
what?
Well, you can pair Bluetooth speakers.
But those are Bluetooth speakers.
Well, you can still Bluetooth.
I have Bluetooth.
They're
I can
NFC
do that.
enabled. You can pair headsets with them. And I was
That's what
using it
Bluetooth
too.
is for.
I have an NFC ring. I can program things into my NFC ring. In fact, I'm wearing it today. How ironic is that? So, and then I can,
Okay, how many people have an NFC ring?
Well, they might
we
not
go
today,
on the street right
but
now.
maybe they will tomorrow. Now that they know about it.
They're going to think you're a weirdo.
I am not a weirdo.
With your man hands.
I represent the future, Michael. The future.
You probably do. Anyway, I'm still partial to the iPhone 6. There's no question they've come a long way with the aesthetics on here. That's a beautiful screen.
And all the features.
The features that I think most people aren't using. I would say that the iPhone 6 is much better integrated with all the stuff that they've built in.
Better screen, better photos, faster processing.
It's like saying your car can go 10 kilometers an hour faster than
because
my phone.
You'd rather drive at 10 kilometers an hour rather than 50?
No, so it's like you're saying your car can drive 200 kilometers an hour instead of 190 kilometers an hour. iPhone 6.